So this is Zach with Cyclocross Magazine, and we have Ellen Noble, our third place finisher, here today at World Cup Waterloo. And I think we're doing a kiddie pool interview. Is that true?
Yeah, we're pretty chill here at Aspire.
So, how are you feeling? You've got to be pretty excited.
I'm really, really, really excited. It's this has been a long-term goal for me, and it was something that at my CX Quest that I did this year with all the junior women, I had them go around and say a goal that we were scared to say out loud. And for me, my scared to say out loud goal was a World Cup podium. And so to be able to do that in my second World Cup as an elite racer feels huge for me. And I had a summer with a lot of ups and downs. So I've said this before, but I didn't really know where I was going to be. And so to kind of surprise myself with my form and really feel like I'm in a good place mentally and technically it's huge, and to be in my second year with an amazing team that supports me really well, it feels amazing to be able to kind of give them this podium after last year with investing so much in my career.
So last week you talked to our Dave Mabel and you said, "Oh my gosh, I'm not supposed to be up so far." Early in the race.
Yeah.
Today again you were up so far. Did knowing that you could ride up at the front from last week give you the confidence to you stayed there today?
Yeah, absolutely. I knew that this course was going to be pretty good for me with a lot of the technical features and just a little bit more World Cup experience after last weekend. Like, no one really knows where they are the first World Cup of the year, so kind of overdid it. And even though I was racing at the front this week, I was racing at the front really differently than I have in the past. I was trying to race at the front but not burn matches. I was going with people when they went, but I wasn't panicking, and I was just trying to stay super calm. So yeah, I was at the front and I knew that I could stay there. Did I think that I could get on the podium? I had to believe that I could, but I actually kind of shocked myself. But I felt really confident if I went into the sprint with anyone, I felt confident that I could make it happen for whatever place. But yeah, to be sprinting for third kind of felt a little crazy, but with that motivation, it was going to take a lot to stop me from sprinting my brains out for that podium.
So finally, the TV kind of cut away in the last sprint. Can you walk me through when you hit Trek Factory Hill to how you got the gap at the end?
Yeah, so Sophie led. There's like that small little ride up, and then it's a right-hand turn, it flattens out. So Sophie led into there, but I attacked on that where it flattened out. But then I went around the first turn in first, and then she went super tight and then cut wide on that right, or that sweeping left off camber. Mm-hmm. So then she was in first again. I was like, I don't know. I'm not really like a super aggressive racer. I don't like, if I can just keep to myself, that's what I'll do. So I was like, don't let it get to your head. Don't let it get to your head. And so she led up that little ride up, but I was like, all right, we're getting close enough to that long first stretch that I was happy to have her leading there. If I couldn't get a gap going into it, I wanted her to be in front. So I let her lead into the long stretch. She did the 180 and I went just a little bit tighter, and from that moment I just lit it up and I didn't look back until I went across the finish line. And it was really, I'm still kind of shocked that I did it, but I just never gave up and I just kept chasing the whole race.
So you made the move, so we know you have good handling skills, and so it sounds like it was kind of your good handling skills to hit that corner and take the right line.
Yeah, I think that corner specifically was a little bit about good handling skills, but also just keeping a cool head, because it's super easy to overcook that turn. Like coming into the last finish, and like you overdo the turn, and like we've seen it 100 times. Like you try to change your line or you try to change your speed from the rest of the race, and it can pay off, but sometimes it doesn't. So I wasn't willing. I knew that if I just kept it consistent and I didn't go too tight or too wide, but I just did what I've been doing the whole race, then I would be able to come out with good speed, and that's when I was able to hit it further.
And then finally, last question, you did a good amount of road racing this year. Have you noticed that road experience power and stuff in your racing so far this year?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've noticed the power for sure. I noticed that in my training as well, but really what I've noticed specifically in the racing was my ability to keep calm and follow wheels and read the race a lot better. So I've been able to pedal harder to keep up with people, but it's more than that, because I'm strong, but it doesn't mean that I'm smart. And so I've used matches kind of like unnecessarily, but I'm starting to remember like, well, what would you do in a road race? And also I've been able to use my sprinting ability that I kind of tried to like hone in on this year during my time with my road team as their sprinter. I've used that twice already this season, or no, 3 times this season. So yeah, so far it's, I've had a lot of good experiences from the road. I didn't really love racing on the road that much, but I've loved what the road gave me in cyclocross.
It gave you a podium finish at a World Cup, so.
Yes, it did. I always said I needed to take a couple years to invest in my fitness, and yeah, it feels like that investment's kind of already paying off, so I'm really happy.
Well, cool. Well, Ellen, congratulations on achieving your don't say it out loud goal, but I think you can be loud and proud that this was your goal and you got it here today. And
thank you so much.
You've got this dope wading pool for chilling here.
It's amazing. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks again.